Elizabeth's world shattered. She stood frozen, clutching the incriminating phone. Her husband Tom was in the shower, oblivious to the storm about to break. On his phone, a string of messages confirmed her worst fears. Tom was having an affair. The messages were explicit. Elizabeth's stomach churned as she read through the intimate exchanges between Tom and a woman named Sarah. They spoke of stolen kisses, secret rendezvous, and their love for each other. Each word was a dagger to Elizabeth's heart. She felt betrayed. How could Tom do this to her, to their family? Their daughter Lily was just a toddler, innocent and oblivious to the pain her father was about to inflict. The life they had built together, the vows they had made, now seemed like a cruel joke. Elizabeth's mind raced, trying to process the enormity of the betrayal. She felt a surge of anger, followed by a wave of nausea. The phone slipped from her grasp and clattered on the floor, the sound echoing her shattered dreams. Tom stepped out of the shower, a towel slung low on his hips. He smiled at Elizabeth, unaware of the storm brewing in her eyes. She stood there, arms crossed, phone at her feet. "You might want to see this," she said, her voice shaking. Tom's smile faltered as he picked up the phone. His face drained of colour as he read the messages. He stammered, trying to form words, but Elizabeth cut him off. "How could you? How could you do this to us?" Denial came first. Tom's initial reaction was to deny everything. He claimed the messages were taken out of context, that Sarah was just a colleague. But Elizabeth saw through his lies. The evidence was too damning. Then came the fleeting remorse. Tom broke down, tears streaming down his face. He begged for forgiveness, promising to end the affair, to be a better husband and father. But his words rang hollow in Elizabeth's ears. The betrayal cut deep. Elizabeth found herself spiraling into despair. Sleep became elusive, replaced by endless nights of silent tears and agonizing thoughts. Her once vibrant spirit dimmed, shrouded in a haze of pain and disbelief. The world seemed to spin faster while Elizabeth felt stuck in slow motion. She was a shell of her former self, barely able to function. Taking care of Lily became a monumental task. The joy she used to feel in motherhood was replaced by a heavy sense of obligation. Thoughts of suicide crossed Elizabeth's mind. She couldn't imagine going on without Tom, yet the thought of living with the betrayal was unbearable. She loved Lily dearly, but the pain was so intense it threatened to consume her. One evening, as Elizabeth struggled to feed a fussy Lily, a wave of despair washed over her. She put down the spoon, tears streaming down her face. "Mummy can't do this anymore," she whispered, her voice thick with despair. Section 4. Tom's betrayal deepens. A child with Sarah. Tom promised to change. He swore his affair with Sarah was over, but his promises were empty. Elizabeth soon discovered the devastating truth. Tom's affair wasn't a fling, it was a second life. The news came like a punch to the gut. Sarah was pregnant. Tom was going to be a father, again with another woman. The betrayal cut deeper than Elizabeth could have ever imagined. The life they had built, the family she thought they were, was a sham. Tom tried to justify his actions. He claimed he loved Sarah, that he was trapped in his marriage. He pleaded with Elizabeth to understand, but his words only fueled her rage. How could he be so callous, so indifferent to her pain? Elizabeth's heart ached for Lily. How could she protect her daughter from this devastating truth? How could she explain the complexities of love and betrayal to a child so innocent? Section 5. Finding strength, Elizabeth's decision. Elizabeth's world crumbled around her, but amidst the wreckage, a flicker of strength ignited. She realized she couldn't let Tom's betrayal destroy her. She deserved better, and more importantly, so did Lily. The decision to leave Tom was excruciating, but it was a decision born out of self-preservation. She packed her bags, gathered Lily's belongings, and drove to her parents' house. Leaving Tom was terrifying, but staying would have been a slow and painful death. Returning home was a bittersweet experience. Her parents welcomed her with open arms, offering comfort and support. Lily, oblivious to the turmoil, found solace in her grandparents' love. Slowly, Elizabeth began to breathe again. The road ahead was uncertain, but Elizabeth was determined to rebuild her life. She found solace in her daughter's laughter, her parents' unwavering support, and the knowledge that she had escaped a toxic and loveless marriage. Section 6. No forgiveness, choosing self-preservation. Forgiveness, they said, was the path to healing. But Elizabeth couldn't forgive Tom, not now, maybe not ever. The pain he had inflicted was too deep, the betrayal too profound. To forgive him would be to betray herself. She saw the hurt in Tom's eyes when she refused his apologies, but Elizabeth knew she couldn't prioritize his feelings over her own healing. She had spent too long putting his needs first, neglecting her own happiness. Elizabeth chose to focus on herself and Lily. She found a job, enrolled Lily in daycare, and started to rebuild her life, brick by painful brick. The road to recovery was long and arduous, but with each passing day she grew stronger, more resilient. No, Elizabeth couldn't forgive Tom, not yet. Perhaps someday, when the wounds had healed, she might find it within herself to let go of the anger and resentment. But for now, she chose to embrace the freedom that came with her decision. The freedom to heal, to love, and to live a life defined by her own terms.